Hello, my name is METİN. This is 132nd part of explanation of my theory. Yes. How faster than light, perpetual electron motion form machines of meta-sensation perception matter regulate our universes. According to my theory and my formulas. 1. Don't forget these main numbers. Snapshot. Don't forget these main numbers are most commonly hidden in all atoms in our universes. These numbers belong to intrinsic repetitive cyclical electron motion forms of meta-sensation perception matter. This is addressed electron motion form here, or one proton hydrogen p-bound electron motion form. 91.125 lambda n is initial wavelength or radius of a single free electron motion form, which is constituent part of all known atoms. Don't forget these main numbers. One of 91.155, sometimes 91.123. It is not important now. Then, remember, electron motion form has two components, interaction components. One of c direction mass component and the other one linear velocity direction component mass component interactions. Yes. 21, don't forget, 21.28, 10 to the minus 19 kilogram meter square divided by second square, or joule. 91.155 nanometer wavelength size of at rest single electrons or hydrogen proton-bound single electrons, c direction, mass component point energy. This number. Okay. This number, don't forget. This number, don't forget. Then 136.9. Ten to the minus 18 kilogram meter square per second square, or joule. 91.155 nanometer wavelength size of at rest single electrons or hydrogen proton-bound single electrons, VG. Linear velocity mass component point energy. Then this number, 2.42 10 to the minus 35 kilogram, c direction component mass of electron motion form. 2.42 10 to the minus 35 kilogram, 91.155 nanometer wavelength size of at rest single electrons or hydrogen proton-bound single electrons C direction mass component point mass is 2.42 10 to the minus 35 kilogram. Here, and linear velocity side mass MEG. This is MC, this is MEG. Okay? I'm so sorry. 3.858 10 to the minus 36 kilogram. Kilogram meter. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yes. Yes. 3.858 10 to the minus 30 kilogram. 91.155 nanometer wavelength size of at rest single electrons or hydrogen proton bound single electrons, linear velocity, mass components, point mass. Shortly, C direction mass is 2.42 10 to the minus 35 kilogram. Linear velocity component 1,884,000 kilometer per second component. Mass is 3.858 10 to the minus 36 kilogram. Yes. Then 0.1592. Here 0.1592 E. Unitless constant for the first cycle. Electron motion forms two components constant. 0.1592 E. Unitless ratio constant between these concepts and facts. Electron motion forms two components constant. 0.159 C divided by linear velocity is equal to C direction energy divided by linear velocity direction energy is equal to C direction linear velocity direction mass divided by C direction mass. Constant. Remember, Coulomb constant is wrong according to my theory and my formulas. This is the constant, unitless constant. Okay. Then C direction, yes, snapshot. Now, interactions. Second page that I wrote and drew, snapshot. Yes. C direction mass component part of electron motion form responsible for C direction mass interactions, mechanic interactions, static dynamic interactions of ordinary matters, potential energy between ordinary objects, electromagnetic forces, interactions, etc. Here. Then, linear velocity direction, previous one, C direction, now linear velocity direction mass component part of electron motion form responsible for photoelectric effect, photoionization, chemical ionization, making enlarged proton-bound electron absorption lines by its successive waves. When these successive wave effects vanish, p-bound, proton-bound electron motion form produces and pushes single wave pulse emission. Single wave pulses are characteristic emission lines also. Eventually, proton-bound electron motion forms inner adiabatic mediums changed by the influence of free electron motion forms successive waves. Therefore, proton-bound electron motion forms produces and pushes single wave pulse type light. Okay. Then, free electron motion forms are responsible for, or not only free, all electron motion forms. Shortly, electron motion forms are responsible for having mass, temperature, heat, gravitation, gravity, electromagnetic gravitational waves including heat waves. Proton-bound electron motion forms are responsible for stable chemical structures, single wave pulse producing and pushing along with inner adiabatic changes by the effects of free electron motion forms successive waves or proton binding, producing and pushing single wave pulse, etc. I beg your pardon. Again, free electron motion forms are responsible for temperature, heat, gravitation, gravity, electromagnetic gravitational waves including heat waves. But all of electron motion forms, whether free or p-bound, responsible for having mass. All of universe ordinary matters, masses, come from electron motion forms. Yes? No. Electron motion forms are unique sources of light, mass, temperature, and other regular forces and energies. Electron motion forms unique sources of all regular forces and energies. This is my electron motion form, two-dimensional, intersect picture electron motion form. Yes, in fact, electron motion form intertwined, repetitive, ring shape motion forms. Okay, cycle, cycle, cycle, cycle, cycle. Yes. Have a good evening. See you later.